Good morning, good evening, or good night, depending what time you're watching this. It's Nathan here, and it's time for the newest video. What is up there, Stealth Squad? How's everyone doing tonight? Welcome. Okay, guys, so as you can tell, we're actually going to be watching one of the Doomsday matchups. So obviously, because it is a Thursday, it is one of the losing teams, but that doesn't mean that it's not going to be obviously a great fight. So the teams we're actually going to be watching is ALS against Mum. Now, if you look at the previous fights, these were actually pretty even, so this should be a good fight, I think. So if you look at the previous fights, both of them got beat by SAS, but both beat Rev, and the scores were very similar when they went up against each other. So I do believe that this is going to be a very close matchup between the two. If you do look at the score itself, as you can see, they're both 54,000. There's only a 500 score between them. But the 500 could be weighed to Mum because they have more players. Obviously, I know it doesn't count more players in the scoring, but they could have just filled it in with a couple of maybes or whatnots. So I'm looking forward to this matchup. I think it's going to be a good one. So, how's everyone doing out there? Welcome. Obviously, this is the alliance which I've been playing with Foe. We've only had one defeat so far between us, and that was actually to WDL. They're the ones which we think are going to be making the finals, and I think we're going to have a rematch against them there. But, of course, we will have to get through these teams as well. So I do think this is going to be a very good fight. I feel like there's a delay on my stream. Let me just quickly check my settings to make sure that I don't actually have a delay set. Video. That looks fine. That all looks fine. Streaming. That looks fine. I guess there's just a slight delay put onto the YouTube. So welcome to the stream all. Welcome. Who's still participating in their Doomsday currently? Oh! Let's get a little bit more comfortable, get a bit pumped up for this. I always have a delay. What's up there, Phoenix? How you doing, sweetheart? I didn't think there was going to be a delay in today's stream, so I'm not sure if it is on my settings or if all the past streamers who have been streaming their Doomsday have also had a slight delay. I honestly don't see anything which would cause a delay. No, it all looks good on my end. Oh, no. No, that's disabled, so yeah. Oh, no, but there is a delay. Yeah, there's most definitely a delay. I'm not too sure how long the delay actually is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. It's quite a delay. 26 seconds. Okay, so let's actually have a look at this matchup. So we're going ALS against MUM. It states 671 against 668. Both these are in the A rank division, so obviously they are experienced and strong teams. So I'm hoping that they're both going to be showing how good their alliances truly are. As I said, if you go into the previous matchups, so activities, and then you go on to betting matches, you can see that ALS beat Rev, but then on the next week they actually lost to SAS. Now, if you look at it on the other team, they Mum beat Rev, but the week before they lost to SAS. So they're actually playing equally as well. If you look at, obviously you don't see the score here, but the scores were very similar as well, where both times there was about 100,000 points difference. So I am expecting this to be a good fight between the two. It's going to be starting in 7 minutes. Now, one thing which I do think could affect them is obviously it is a Thursday. Now, as you know, when it comes to Thursdays, a lot of people are working, especially for this time. It would be particularly bad for the Americans to be hopping on unless it's their lunch break or something like that. Otherwise, they would be losing quite a few players if that is where their region is. Can't wait for it to start. I'm actually looking forward to this one. As I said, the matchup is very close together. On here it does say 56.6 and 54.5, but that is, I believe that's the matchup, their score when they first registered. Since then it has slightly changed, and their score is a lot closer than what it was. Is it in schedules? Yep, here it is. So if you look at their scores now, as you can see, there's only a 500-point difference between the two. So it is a very close matchup. I am curious if ALS will get a full team, because obviously they have only registered 27, but they've got 9 reserves. Now, I see a lot of teams which are 30-15, and even though they're 30-15, they still don't get a full participation. A few of the ones which I've went up against recently will have a 30-15, and they're still short about 4 or 5 members. So that does look a little bit concerning, especially, as I said, it being a weekday as well. You're going to be hoping that a couple of the reserves jump in to take the spots. Just 5 minutes left to go until the fight actually begins. It's the waiting. Now, obviously, it's not. It shouldn't really be that bad for us waiting the 5 minutes. But when you're actually in the fight, I know, because obviously I've been there several times where I'm just sat there counting the time going down. Like, everyone ready? 1 minute until we go in. 30 seconds till we go in. And obviously, at the moment, because you're not actually part of it, you're just relaxed. It's not so bad. It's been a little while since I streamed to a lot of you guys. Not sure if a few of you will recognize me. Obviously, I used to stream in-game a lot of the matches. I still do obviously stream all my ones and put them all up for people to watch. Oh yeah. It's fine, I only give people advice while fighting them. 4 minutes. It's not like I'm counting or anything. The one reason why I also want to watch this is obviously I'll probably be fighting these ones in next week. So, you know, watching them gives me a nice little advantage to see what they're planning or what they're going to be doing. We haven't went up against this team yet. So if I go onto the schedule, obviously we went up against THE, which have, you know, gone. Then we went up against WDL, which did beat us. Then WWZ today, which wasn't that bad of a fight. It was quite heavy on our side. And then, of course, depending who wins or loses this one is depending on who is going to be fighting on Saturday. So it's a nice little bit of insight into what could be happening this Sunday. What could be happening this Sunday between us and them. And then during that time, obviously, SAS and WDL will be fighting, and we'll be fighting whoever loses out of that. I quite like this bracket. It's pretty much where you have 2 lives. If you lose your 2 lives, you're out. Because obviously, you lose once to go into the losers bracket, then you have to lose again. And this is throughout the whole month. Not just that, it's a lot more fast-paced than the last one. When the last one could drag on for like 3 or 4 months. So this is a nice quick 2 months, obviously, 2 lives, or you're out. So I kind of prefer this than the old Reservoir Leagues, I think. I think it confused a lot of people when they first, obviously, had it. Because I know it confused me. When I saw the 2 different brackets and this one having them all scattered all over the place, I didn't fully understand it until one of my Alliance members explained it to me. Obviously, the bits in the middle are the Thursday columns, and once you lose, you'll obviously drop down. And you have to play the Thursday and the Sunday, because obviously the Thursday is going to be the 2 losers going up against each other. And then on the Sunday, you're playing whoever lost just before. Oh no, sorry, other way round. Thursday, you're playing whoever lost on Sunday. Come on, 2 minutes. 2 minutes until battle time. This is the fights which are going on. So as you can see, it was 378,000 to 214,000. Both teams full 30. And then we've got the ALS or Mum, which we're going to be watching now. And on Sunday, it will be WDL against SAS. Whoever loses out of that will be fighting the winners out of the next matchup between these. As long as we don't have to play Thursday. If our alliance, obviously this is talk about my 864 state, lost this Sunday, then we would have to play on a Thursday. But I think our 864 one has it in the bag to go to the finals now. Obviously, on Foe in 690, I don't quite have it in the bag to go to the finals. Nearly. Not too long to go now. It's only a couple of seconds left. Oh, let's go. Who else out there has is still inside their Doomsday? Oh, now we can spectate. So it looks like, as I predicted, there was going to be more Mum. I'm surprised it says that you spectate one of them when you kind of are spectating both. Obviously, we can see all the rallies on the right-hand side here. So they've got Athena and Logan being their bigs, I believe. Oh no, look at these, Viper and R0. Then over on this side, we got Captain Carrot. I'm not even going to attempt to say that name. Maver. They've got quite a few Pier 10s on both sides. At the moment, these have 3 more than the other team, as what we was expecting. Let's get rid of the chat. So, bets are in. Who's going to win, ALS or Mum? I'm not too sure myself. As I said, they are very close in strength. I think, if anything, Mum will take it by having more participation. There's 4 more players currently in Mum, but I know the bigger players are in ALS on average. "48 seconds. First occupancy helps massively. It helps massively, especially when you don't have a full team of 30. The reason being is because if you fully stack out all the buildings, the likelihood of them being able to fill all 4 rallies at the beginning is quite unlikely. Because you still gotta get all the late stragglers come in. Oh, they're in... Oh, what is it? They're both around... I can't think. 671 and 668. They're the 2 states. 671 and 668. So we've got Logan and Lena both... It looks like Logan's gotta reach it first. Oh no, Lena sped in and Logan bounced. Now, as long as they get rain, they should be able to hold it. So, Leno is holding this side currently. R0 is holding this side. There has been no rallies being set as of yet. So far, there is more red, but that's just where they've beaten them to the buildings. So, as I said, I was swaying onto Mum winning just due to how many players they have. They're speeding in to try and hold that building right now. And some rallies have now been set. So obviously Logan's rallying over here. And Fox is rallying the 2 in the southeast. But there's not really many ALS players down here to protect it. There's only 2 people. So I'm not too sure if they're going to be able to defend that. Oh no, a 3rd person has came in. Now this will be an interesting one, the Logan and Leno. Have they set a rally over this side yet? So that's obviously on Solar Power Station. They have not even attempted to attack the Water Treatment Center 2 currently. Are they just going to let R0 hold it and keep it? Logan's speeding some people into his rally before they hit on ALS. Obviously, holding this for the first occupancy would be big for them. It looks like they have been knocked out. The reason being is because when that timer hits 0 on the complete control, they get a bonus amount of points. So, for instance, the water treatment centers, what are they? It's I think it's 1200 points or something like that. We shall soon see, because this one's going to be capturing in 57 seconds. Doesn't look like anything's going to be beating that one on capture time, so we'll be seeing as soon as this one gets captured. Because obviously the blue team will instantly get a jump in the water. I can actually just do this and check. So, oh, 6,000. It's 6,000 for these ones. At the moment, obviously, none of them have been controlled for the full amount of time. Oh, so they have set a rally now. This player has set a rally and is now marching to this. So they bounced. So they did bounce on this one. So this one is controlled, obviously 6,000 water right there. They also got 3,000 for the, they've held two of the side ones, 3,000 for that one. I think this one was 1,200. Yep, 1,200 for that one. These have now controlled them two, giving 3,000 each. And they bounced again on Logan. So Logan and R0 are currently being able to hold it against the other two rally leads. Too bad we can't see the full report on them. I would be curious to see, obviously, if they are filling their rallies, because as you know, there are only 24 players on their team. One thing they could do is they could be bringing these players back over to help. They've got two Pier 10s and a Pier 9 just sitting down there currently. They could be, they could potentially have some decent behemoths coming back to try and help them. That's one thing which I would do. Obviously, as there's only 3 people down there, unless they're going to be... That could be a rally. Let's have a look. Yeah, it is a rally marching, so... Let's see if they can take it. Nah, they bounced, No, they are just solo hits. I don't know why it's... obviously, if it was a rally bouncing, then we would have saw multiple marches going back. So clearly that was just solo hits. I'm not too sure why it's on the rally broadcast section. Lino's going in to try and burn some players instead. It's a nice way to try and make it where they've got a few less players to be helping out for water tanks and stuff. R0 is still holding his building. There has been no rally against it. It looks like they're just trying to rally that building once again. Soon this one's actually going to be taking a hit because Logan did set a rally on it. It was this one right here. So the rally was set at 8 minutes past. It's now 8:48, so it should be marching in about 10 seconds. As long as it's still obviously set. If they won the first, if they're winning on this building, I wouldn't be too surprised if they're going to win on the other ones, doing second march against second march. Was it a 1 minute rally? If so, it should be marching now. If that time is accurate on it being set at 8:00. Maybe they set a 2 minute rally. I still see people marching into them. Trying to save them bios for later, maybe. Don't want to be speeding everyone in. I know the pain of doing that. So currently, obviously, water per minute. Mum is getting 4,080 per minute. Yeah, ALS is only getting 1,200 per minute. They are still trying to just rally down here. So they've got a rally set on the main building, and they've also got a rally set on the second building in the northeast. I'm guessing they've given up against trying to go for the main building up here. Here goes Lino rallying Logan. Let's see if they can take it this time. Maybe their first time wasn't full. You never know. No, it looks like they're bouncing once again. It doesn't look like they're going to be taking it. This is really hurting for them. So even though their scores were very close, not just obviously in raid score against each other, but it was very close when they were fighting the other teams in the last 2 weeks. I thought it was going to be a very close matchup, but you never know at this point, because obviously I've seen teams getting destroyed right now, and then once them water tanks open, everything just falling apart. I haven't seen any rallies going up against the solar power station though. I think they're only focusing on keeping the water processing plant 3. Oh, Captain finally took it. Maybe he got a little bit better feel this time. They really need to try and either just rotate or knock one of these out, because the 2,400 water per minute is really hurting them on these 2 buildings. So his first march did beat the other guy's second march for the WPP2. It looks like he's given up on fighting R0 for this. This means that it's probably going to happen the same for the center. If Mum quickly get into center, they might be holding it the whole entire time once again, just like they did for these 2 buildings. And obviously, as you may already know, just for the first occupancy on holding it, you get 9,000 water for your alliance. So it's a nice chunk to be able to get. Then you get 1,800 per minute after that. I'm surprised. Oh, Lino did win it. Are they going to be grabbing any of that water? Oh, Zay just ported in to grab some of it. Oh, did they make it in time? I think they did. This is their one. Yes, they did. They did. I don't think they're going to take the small one, but they took the bigger one, which is more important. They would have ported up here, that would have been slightly better. But ALS did get most of that water, and they are now taking the water treatment center 1, which has dropped their water collection by quite a lot. Too bad they haven't went to go take this, because obviously the changing of the buildings, they're going to be getting a lot more points. Just because the occupancy, the complete control goes from 3 minutes to 1.5. Hey, what's up there? It's me. How you doing, sweet? Hey. Yeah, and this is actually the team which you're going to be fighting on Sunday. So on Sunday, you're going to be fighting the winners out of here. Oh, welcome, Tryman. How you doing? So Captain has set on Fox once again. It looks like they instantly took it back. Currently, by the looks of things, Mum has the bigger leads. They either have the bigger leads or the better fillers. Hey, what's up there, TBF? Welcome to the stream. They have not been able to knock out R0 once. They've been trying. This person just here, I'm not going to obviously try to attempt to say that name. They've rallied about 3 or 4 times against R0, and so far they've just been bouncing every single time. But on this one, Lino and Logan both went in at the same time. Lino did win on the 1v1, but when it's came to rallying, she has failed 3 rallies and only successfully taken it once. But I think this could possibly be a filling up issue, because obviously they only have 25 people on their team and the other team has 30. So Logan has went center. They ported straight there. Logan and Lena are both there. Lino took it first, so as you'll watch, dude also hit, so maybe the double hit made them win, because the first time Lino won the first hit. So they've had 5 people port round. Unfortunately, Lino is here on her own, just soloing it and getting no rain. Oh, okay. We just got a speed in from up here. It looks like having both of them in there have now defended it. Lino's obviously holding it with the main march, and they've got their second march in there. So it does look like they're now successfully holding it. Now, the good part about this is obviously they've got their 2 leads behemoths in there. So they might have been lacking on the behemoths when they were fighting for the water treatment center 1. But now they've got the 2 biggest behemoths in there, plus they're starting to get the others poured in. They might be able to defend the rally from Logan. If they do, then this will get them an extra 9,000 water, which will help them pick up the pace. They're currently getting 700 more water. As I said before, just because you could be getting smashed right at the beginning does not mean that you're going to lose. This could be what they needed. They've got a very strong rally in here. As I said, especially with the 2 behemoths both being inside there. It doesn't look like they've sped the march back yet. Oh, there it is. There it is. I was waiting for them to speed back. They left it open for quite a while, but they still have 4 people there who could be defending. I know personally, at some point, I might have ported over there to try a few hits, especially being R0. It's good that he's holding the building, but at the moment it feels like he's not being utilized the way he could be. There he goes. He's getting his monkey inside the rally. No, he put it inside the center. So Logan did win on the rally against Lino. I'm not too sure. Obviously, I don't know how you can see what the rally reports are, because I would like to see, obviously, was it full? Have you been... No. The only one which I've seen burn was 2 people. The 2 people who did get burned was from Lino, from ALS's group. From Mum's group, I haven't seen them attack anyone. I haven't seen them attack any settlements. They've just been AFK at the buildings, not really doing much. So Lino has set a rally for center. They obviously had 5 of their people who ported instantly round center. A few of them taking some prime spots. As you can see, for instance, Dude is right in the center here. So Dude, Logan, Viper, Kappa, and Leah all ported around this little curve here as soon as it opened. So I'm not sure if they were doing it to try and block off or something like that. Lino did bounce again. I think it might be better at this point for her to try and maybe rally the 2 on the side there, maybe take Solar. I'm not too sure if it's worth them staying there, if they're going to just keep bouncing. They did try to solo this building, but was not successful. Captain's going once again for the water processing plant 4. He's tried this about 4 or 5 times and only taken it once. I feel like they need to try to adapt to the circumstances, because they're losing against certain players, but they haven't tried mixing it up at all. I haven't seen anyone move from one location to another. Personally, when I get to a situation like this, I would have told one of them to move from one building to another building and tried rallying that instead. You can always get Captain go over here to set a rally on this, just in case the person goes to port to defend or something like that, and leaves it open. I'm talking about earlier on, of course. Mum has been doing very well. Obviously, as I said, 5 of them instantly ported round center. They've been getting their rallies well timed. As soon as they took center, R0 straight away put one of his monkeys inside there. They haven't attempted to take back this building yet, but he did use his first march to take it, because his first march could not beat R0. But at the same time, as I said, I haven't seen ALS move or anything. When they've been losing rallies, they've just been re-rallying. I could be wrong. They could have something which I don't know, because obviously I'm not on their voice call. They could have, they could be planning something, but unfortunately I haven't seen it. If they're wanting to win this, though, they're going to really have to either take the center or the side building, or they're just going to have to dominate the water tanks, because as it stands, they're losing most points when it comes to buildings. They are losing on the buildings. I do believe I have seen more Pier 10s in ALS, but there are 4 more players in Mum. And obviously a Pier 9 can still beat a Pier 10 if it's got good stats. So you can't really go off that either. Okay, so Lino is about to hit Logan once again. Let's see if they've changed something. Nope. They're still just bouncing off of center. Oh, they just get. Let's see if they just set another rally on center, or if they're going to mix it up a little bit. The rally has been set on. Ooh, good luck with that one, Fox. Obviously, they've set another rally on the south. R0 is now in there. Of course, R0 is the one who has not been touched yet here. It's only been bounced on. I haven't seen him be defeated yet. If it continues at this rate, I think Mum's going to be going through to the next rounds. Meaning they will be going up against Foe on Sunday. They did just take their helipad. Baby, Fox and Zai. Oh, Zai again. Zai's been pretty well on these water puddles. They snuck in between someone else in the water puddles earlier and grabbed it. So he set another rally on that building, but this is just becoming a repeat, and at the moment, these are all AFK at center. They need to try to move around a little bit, try to fight at different locations maybe. I'm still waiting for one of them to port up and try and take the solar power station or something. Okay, here comes the water tanks. Let's see how on top they are on the water tanks. Mum's instantly got 2 on the west. They got 1 on the east against 1 of ALS on the east. South has... Oh, Captain Carrot. So his rally wasn't even worth being used on that south one, because he's instantly... Instead of letting the rallies hit, he's just ported away. Then on the north, I see that there's at least 1 of them. And they didn't put... No one ported over to the north water tanks. I was expecting more... to see more headquarters around the water tanks, if I'm honest with you. Obviously, as I said, you got 2 over here. Now it's 2 against 2. They're slowly turning over to ALS. I did say they had to start really working on the water tanks if they're wanting to turn this round. So the support player is holding... They can't be the one holding all 3 of them. It is support. Oh, they're going for the settlement now instead. So 672 is going for support settlement. Will they go again now they're marching? This is your time, 672. If you're wanting to try and sneak in there again, go now. To be fair, they've got their monkey and airplane back anyway. Me lovey. They do make a massive difference, these water tanks. So if the blue team are still getting more water than the red team, even though the red team have more water tanks, but as you know, they've still got center and they've got the northeast building. R0 and Logan have not moved. To be fair, neither has Lena, or obviously I can't say that name. I was kind of hoping support would take the hit. I wanted to see if he'd burn or not. Athena, Pier 10, has now went down to the south tanks to fight Captain. I think Athena was the one he was fighting over here, wasn't it? Lino is going for center once again. Now, one thing, obviously, you have to keep aware is how much water your buildings are holding. Some of these buildings are holding a lot of water. A big one is this one right here. As you can see, there's 12,500 water. So you may think they've got a 50,000 lead. But let's say Lino knocks 0 out. That is 12,700 water they will lose, and ALS will potentially gain if they collect it, which could make over a 25,000 water difference. Same as center, there's another 6,400 there. That's nearly 13,000 if they took it all. So just between those two alone, not including all the little ones, 3,000 here, 5,000 there, 3,000 there. Like, between all of those, it could make a huge difference. I'm surprised that they don't try double rallying. I'm still waiting for this one to do, like, he could port to center, do a double rally, and then, you know, go back if he wants, but all he's doing is holding this one building. There's a lovely spot here for him to port to. Lino just rallies with him there. They just took the muni. Oh, that's speeding. That's speeding to take that. ALS are now getting more water. Obviously, they do own a lot more tanks. Mum is lacking heavily on the tanks. They've only got 2 tanks right now. It's nice having more buildings, but tanks do add a lot. If that center actually got reset, then ALS would be collecting more water. Even if the building in the northeast got reset, they would be. That Leah person is burning once again. I think that's the second time that Leah one is. So the only person I've seen really attacking settlements is ALS. I have not seen Mum hit any settlements. Hey, what's up there, Jane? Relocators are expensive. Oh, I know. Sometimes I'll use up to 100 relocators in one match. Is their plan to try and burn them out? If so, that dude has been sitting there the whole entire time. Lino is going again for Logan. I don't know why they don't just go reset some other building. Lino is the strongest person in their alliance. They hit the alley. I don't know if they burnt the alley. For instance, if Lino went and reset the northeast building, Or even if they went and reset WPP4. I think the difference would help them massively right now. You take off 600 per minute from the enemy and add it to yourself. I think they've bounced about 7 or 8 times on center so far. Oh. They burnt the alley person again. I think they're really trying to make it where they can't brain. But there's so many people who can speed across the map from all over the place. It's not going to make a difference. See, there's another bounce. Two, three, four, five. That couldn't have even been a full rally. There was only 5 people in there. The people could have ported away out of the rallies by accident. You don't know why, but... And this person's still just sat here, just holding this one building. They've also got 16,000 water up to grabs. 26,000. I didn't know that they had another 10,000 up here on the northwest. Let's have a look at these water tanks. Obviously, it's nearly time for there to be double water tanks. That's the time when water tanks are really, really effective. Mum is doing a lot better with the water tanks. I'm surprised I don't see any red ones here. There was 672 and there was another one. Oh, Jennifer came over. Their deaf lover. Jennifer was the person holding the solar power station. So this would be a prime time if they did want to port over and try and knock that out. There they go. Wait. They are not rallying from... Yes, they're rallying from up here. That's such a long march. They set a 1 minute rally just to speed it along. It's still going to take 6-7 minutes for it to hit. Maybe not quite that long, but it's going to take a long time. And are they doing that with their second march? Because their main march has been sat in there the whole entire time since they rallied it. Oh my god. I'm not going to read out that name. My kids will get excited. Here we go. Now the water tanks are starting to pop. So resetting that was a good change in the water. As you can see, now these are getting more water than the enemy team. But there's still a lot of water to try and collect. So this one still hasn't even went marching. So it's over a 1 minute rally. You've got people still going into the rally. But then you've got that really long march to actually get down there. I'm curious if it would be better for them to try and rally the 2 buildings and knock them out in the last couple of minutes. Not like couple of seconds, sorry. That way, obviously no one gets the water. And I got out. Yeah, the Happy Meal name would definitely do that. Did they reset the rally? They did. Oh no, it's now marching, sorry. It is now marching. They've also got a rally going on to here. It's about to hit in 20 seconds. I wish I could see who was actually inside the buildings. That's 2 things I would like to see. Who's inside the buildings and what the rally reports actually are. He can't win the building beside him. He's tried it about 6 or 7 times, but the part which I'm having issues with is they're rallying across the map. Like, that was perfect. Lino ports over, quickly solos it out. But it doesn't look like they communicated with their alliance enough. So that was a lot of water. And I only saw Mum get that water because none of the ALS players actually ported next to him to grab him in time. It felt like they wasn't prepared for it. I'm not sure if they just ran over and attacked it without saying anything, but that's how it felt. They are now getting 2,000 more water per minute. I think they're losing on the water tanks. Yes, the west water tanks are now heavily on the blue side. The south and east are even Stevens. So on water tanks, the blue teams are slightly winning. At the same time, Logan and Zero are still just staying at them locations. So they kind of have free reign to walk around and take whatever buildings they like. Because these two do not want this water to be dropped. I think they plan to stay there the whole entire game and make sure that they can't be knocked out. Because that's a lot of water for them to lose. There's a 38,000 gap. Between them two buildings, there's 30,000 water alone just to be knocked out. So if they did get them two buildings knocked out and they didn't get most of the water, it could sway the game. They do need to fight a little bit more heavy on the water tanks, it looks like, for ALS if they're wanting to win this. I have not seen any rallies at all come from Logan or Zero. They're speed into buildings, but I haven't seen them rally any of the anywhere else. Even if they're using their second march to rally one of the other buildings, it will still distract the other players. Lino would have to go out their way to be able to defend one of the rallies, for instance. As soon as I say it, the water treatment center 1, which has 14,000 water, gets rallied by their second march. They couldn't just leave it. It's just mad to just leave it while all both their second marches are just sat there. Happy Meal. Oh, Lino's going around burning the people who are collecting water now. As you can see, they're burning the Meg currently. If they zero enough of the people on the water tanks, they could change this. Not just that, they've still got 2 spots in ALS. If 2 more people hop in from ALS reserve team. You want me to speculate on your fight? I'll be sat there going, what is G doing? What is BBG doing? He should be going over and fighting. Obviously, it's so much easier to say, oh, this is the time. Yes, this is the time. This is the time. As soon as I saw that, I was like, if Lino or the other person is not soloing that, there's something wrong with them. Look at this. There's 20,000 water just dropped right here. Happy Meal. Let's go, Happy Meal. Dana's got that one. Gon got that one. And it looks like Lino is about... No! Excalibur just snuck in and grabbed that at the last second. Oh! That could have made a bigger difference there. That should have made a bigger difference. Zero did just come straight back and knock Lino out. So Sky's just retaken that. They're going to start collecting water from there again. Obviously, Lino did take it, but I don't think they took enough of the water. They did take... It did look like they took some, but the difference in the points didn't change by too much. It could have been where, obviously, Mum got most of the water over here, because that was also a 10,000 change here. As soon as I saw that R0 ported to WTC1, I was just thinking if like one of them two are not knocking out that WTC2, they are missing an opportunity right there. Red is getting more points currently, but with Logan, oh my god, no, you're not letting them do this, are you? Keep soloing it. Keep soloing it. I think Zero's in there on his own. Lino should probably do the exact same for this one. Knock Logan's second march out. Retake that one. Are they rallying center, or did they just port center to look pretty? It looks like they sped in, soloed, fouled, and then sped back. Where'd they port to? Ah, where did they port to? This person has not moved once. Has not moved once. They need to move. Relocate. Fight. Lino's probably went round the outside, started burning someone. There they are. They're burning Athena at the moment. I feel like Lino is doing a very good job here. They're not just obviously soloing, hitting the buildings which need hitting. They're also going around burning people every so often. So that knocks out another person for the next 16 minutes. Yeah, he's got his second march in this, holding it currently. He solo hit that one out. There's some more water tanks for them to start fighting for. This is the time where ALS really have to go ham here. They've had a lot of people who have been burnt on the other side, so they should have a nice opportunity. But at the same time, I still feel like Lino should 6 march one of these buildings to reset them. Letting them have all 3 of those will kill them. It will cripple them. 1,200, 1,200. Center, what is that? 1,800? That's 4,200 water per minute. Look at this, 7,500. Yes, they're winning on the water tanks, but it's not enough. You need to reset one of these buildings. I see no rallies except Fox going onto this building. This is the second march of this guy, so he should be able to defend it fine. I think it's his second march. Come on, ALS. You just want to fight ALS next week. At this time, all I see is Lino porting around, burning people and stuff like that, but I'm not really seeing much else other than Lino doing it. On the water tanks, obviously, they are all spread around them, trying to fight for them. There's like 3 or 4 of them on each side. Oh my god, are they slow marching it now? They need to knock out that 20,000 water and get most of it. They're currently at risk with the 14,000 up top as well. Oh my god, I just see the blame stealth popping up down the bottom of my chat. Stays like this, ALS will win. No, ALS will lose. ALS will lose. They're 52,000 points behind. They're not resetting any buildings. They should have really reset the northeast and southwest when there was only 2 or 3 people in them. They've given them way too much time to refill them. When they solo hit it, that was the time for them to go. Others started talking. Like this, Mum will win. Blame self is a thing. Never! As I said, they've lost just this, leaving these. They were doing so well catching up on some points. Leaving these 3 buildings has crippled them. They also just lost the 14,000 water up here. Fox has taken the southeast building. Don't get me wrong. For instance, he couldn't take him 1 versus 1. But him just staying there was hurting. Here we go. I think they're setting a double rally finally. Double rally on... No, they're not. They're soloing the players. It's currently 8,000 water per minute to 3,000. The difference is huge with 11 minutes left. They do. Lino has been playing very aggressive the whole entire time, but I have not seen this person move until just now. He has been sat on the west-hand side here the whole entire fight. He hasn't attacked a settlement, he's just been sat there. So this is the time where they're finally going to be able to knock out center. But I bet you if I look at war tanks right now, everything's gotta be blue. I knew it was going to be majority blue because a few of these players were the players which I saw around the water tanks. So obviously they're ported away from the water tanks. Can you show the current situation on water tanks? That's GG for ALS. They are out now. They're doubling, but unless they collect all 21,000 water and then go straight to the tanks, this is over. It was a double bounce. At that moment, it's not so much loose in the water. I know the pain of when you're set up, you use your 2 leads, you set the double rally, and then when you double bounce, the bit which truly hurts is the bouncing. It's not that you didn't get to collect the water. It's the double bouncing when you do the double of the leads. They needed those tanks. 1, they needed to double like 20 minutes ago. 2, I believe Lino should have went to the northeast at some point to try and hold it against 0. And 3, they should have reset the 2 WTC 1s while Logan was still sat in the center and there was only 1 person in them. Yeah, it hurts. It hurts. We know that pain. They should have triple. Oh my god. As if that's really gonna change it. You set a triple rally, you can lose 1,000,000 troops against 300k troops sometimes. And that hurts even more because you have none of the behemoths inside your rally or anything. And there goes another double bounce. It did look like Logan got rain in between them hits, but I don't see how they can bring this back. It's 8 minutes to go. They're collecting 7,000 water per minute more. Even that center change being 50k war isn't going to bring it. There's 4k there, 5k there, nothing really there. Don't get me wrong, ALS did keep fighting till the very end, but unfortunately, Mum did have... I felt like they were quite strong when it came to coordination, and they did have the better. They might have had the better leads or the better fillers to be able to hold them that whole entire time. Yes, you do. Obviously, this does mean on Sunday it's going to be Mum against Foe. Seeing as Mum it has won and Foe also won earlier, it's going to be Mum from state 668 against Foe from 690. Come on, let's see if this double rally will actually knock this out. If they worked on WTC to reset them, better for ALS. Yeah, they're not going to catch it now. They're not going to catch it now. They needed to reset them when they could. At one point, Zero was in there on his own, and Logan was in there with his second march on his own, but they knocked it out, but how much of the war are they actually going to collect? Looks like they're getting most of it. Clouds didn't make that one. Riley did make that one for 2,000. It looked like the blue team got 2 or 3 of them. Obviously, that's not going to make the big enough gap. Do you not think FOE can beat Mum then? Logan is now speeding in to defend that one. I don't think they've got much to worry about. And they finally have burnt that dude guy. I'm not going to lie. As soon as I if I was them, as soon as I ported in there, I would have sent a march at him just for taking that spot. They left him in that spot that whole entire time and they've only just hit him. Just 5 minutes left. Where is they? Technically, they could still port over and try and solo them, but it's not enough. They've got most of the water tanks. What's the difference? 70,000, 30,000. Even if they reset all the buildings, 40,000, which would change 30,000 more. From water tanks, I'd need to get 7,500 per minute. It's not going to happen. I don't know. I'm not the analyst. I said some of the things which I would I understand why they wouldn't add this. I would love to be able to see the reports just to see how close they are. I'm sat here seeing a double rally bounce on center, thinking, is it because they have 2 weak behemoths? Is that lead that much stronger than the other 2 leads? Did the rallies even fill? I'm just sat there with all these questions like just flowing through my mind and not being able to see what's happening. Oh, I see the state chat. I see the state chat down there. Don't worry. Lino's now got to try and solo this one out. How many hits will it take, though? It depends how much water is obviously in there. Not water, players. So, who would you name MVP, aka as you like? Lino. I would 100% say Lino was the MVP of the match. They did do a couple of mistakes. They could have played it slightly differently, but they did play very well. They ported to the buildings whenever someone left one of them and went straight into it. They solo attacked anyone who was trying to get into their way. Every time they saw a couple of marches go out from one of the water tanks, they ported to try and burn them, knowing that they didn't have their marchers behind. They even reset some of the water tanks to help their alliance. Out of all the players, through what I saw, I felt like 3 of the rally leads were what I would call lazy, and only Lino out of the 4 rally leads was actually truly, you know. So obviously, as you can see, Logan's been sat there the whole time. R0 hasn't moved one single time. No, he did port down to the southwest once, knocked out, then ported back. And obviously, the second lead of ALS, he stayed at that one location, just holding this for about 15 minutes. So, out of the one which I would say should get MVP, I would definitely go with Lino. One thing I do think they could have done better was on this one. When they solo hit that one, there was no warning, I don't think, because not many people ported, and that was a decent amount of water. That's a bit of a creepy picture. Let's just leave that in front of it. You should stream DYC first, THO. When's that fight? The problem is we can only stream what ones are inside our brackets. Now, obviously, I'm using a 690 account to be able to stream this one. Then I've got an 864 account to stream them ones. But I'd have to create an account and put it into an alliance in all these other states to be able to stream other fights. Or I'd have to have an account already over there. Now Lino's just going on a little burning spree, trying to have a little bit of fun. Oh, I think I'll probably be busy. I'm going to be doing Cock vs. God again. Obviously, the last matchup was such an intense fight. Oh, it doesn't even let you see who was the MVP. It just straight away kicks you out to your settlement. No, I wanted to see a little bit more information about it. I was hoping that, like, am I just gonna see those pop-ups the whole entire time at the top of my screen? You can create an DYC beat THO and in. Oh, did they? DYC beat THO. Oh. So in my bracket on my one, obviously I've had the first fight, God beat Cock by 10,000 points. The second fight, Cock beat God by 10,000 points. Now, God is in the losing bracket, but I think they're just going to dominate that losing bracket, get back to the final, and they're going to be fighting Cock and God once again in the final. I think that one is going to be my most exciting fight that I know of. I think that's got to be the closest one. As I said, one of them won by 10,000, then the next one won by 10,000, and now there's a third fight between them. So I think that one's got to be my most exciting fight. I think that one's so close in strength between them. Well, God actually have a considerable strength advantage on Cock. They've got a lot more stronger players and a lot more leads. But of course, I feel like Cock have more communication and strategy behind them. Now, obviously, there will be a couple of exciting fights on here as well. So if I go into activities and... No, it's not here. Is it schedules? Here it is. So obviously, there's got to be some good fights here. So FOE and Mum are going to be going up against each other next on Sunday. And then there will be a rematch between FOE and, well, if FOE wins and gets to the final, there'll be a rematch between them and WDL. So there's only 2 weeks to prepare. Not even 2 weeks, 1.5 weeks. So I think these ones will be some good fights as well. Hopefully I'll be able to stream some of them. If not, I'm sure I'll be logging in to watch them. Waiting for them to come back from loser bracket to final. Oh, that's a pity. There was not more info. T-Rex dropped in. Thankfully, T-Rex has not entered this fight. I am so happy T-Rex has not. Actually, I don't know. I think it might have benefited us a little bit if T-Rex did, because I know the day the T-Rex dropped, my alliance pushed it. Like there was a lot of packs going out that day, so it could have possibly benefited us having the T-Rex in there, because I don't think many alliances would have pushed it that hard. God may have, I don't know. They are, as I said, I think they're like a they're a super alliance. That could obviously change that. I do really enjoy watching these Doomsday fights because personally I love Reservoir Raid and Mining Mayhem. So I do really enjoy watching and seeing how differently certain alliances play than other alliances. I also like commentating on them going, "What are you doing? Get there and hit that building!" Hey, nice, nice. I'm so happy it hasn't entered because we pushed it hard. We have 2 or 3 at blue already. Oh, nice. I don't think we could, like, we had people buy all of the, like, every one of the packs, and they haven't quite got it to blue. They got full on the yellow, like, completely full, but they didn't get to the blue ability. It was the frags. The frags are the issue, getting enough frags. Unless you're getting really lucky with them keys, you're not going to get the frags to actually get to blue. Oh, I love MM. I absolutely love MM. SAS is very strong because they have Golf Nut. Yeah, SAS did win, obviously, both their fights, and they're going up against WDL. Personally, I would put my my money on WDL out of them too. There's still quite a big gap difference. It'd be a very close fight between Foe and SAS, I think. I think Foe has more leads, but SAS would be able to properly hold center, I would say. Then I personally think Foe will beat Mum. It'll be a close fight between Foe and SAS. I think Foe will probably come out on top, but then it'll be the WDL. I think WDL will go hands down beat SAS though. Yeah, our player brought everything. SAS was strong without Golf Nut. Have strong players. All I know is I need to merge in my 864 so we can get some big action fights. We do get some good fights, obviously, over there, but it's I feel like these merged states are starting to like get so many more leads. So if the states around ours get merged and ours don't because of being a active state, it's gonna be a troublesome one. This is what happens when you do a merged state against a non-merged state. Look at that score difference. Obviously, that's a merged state against a non-merged state. It makes a gigantic difference, especially for stuff like SVS. The score is just dramatic. Okay, guys. Well, that was the end of that stream. Obviously, I was just streaming the Doomsday. I hope you guys did enjoy today's stream. It was a good fight. I did feel like at about the 20-minute left mark, ALS could have brought that back. They did need to play a few things differently to be able to try and win it. One, they needed to do that double rally way sooner. Two, they needed to solo hit them buildings. And three, I felt like the person at WT2 did have to move a little bit more. Other than that, I do think they still put up a good fight. It was really good to watch, and I look forward to the next one. Okay, guys. So, thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. Much love to you all, and guess what? I shall see you guys next time. Have a good night, guys. And peace. I see.